Hey everybody, Kevin Duffy here of the Boston Herald, joined by Guregian, Patriots beat columnist at Gillette Stadium. Pats got back a couple days ago from what our Meghan Ottolini coined as the Miami Calamity. I think that's a good way to put that loss. I mean, they've lost 4 games this year now, and 3 of them they were blown out against the Titans, the Jags, and the Lions. This one was really unlike any loss they've had in recent years, just the way it unfolded at the end. So I think they're the 1 seed's pretty much out of reach for the Patriots. It's right now all about rebounding from that game, moving on, and doing it against a pretty difficult opponent in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, the good news for them is they really didn't lose too much ground in terms of the number 2 seed because everybody else lost. They just have to basically get their footing back and, turn the page. They've been able to turn the page from a disaster in a game. They were down by 25 in the Super Bowl.
I don't remember that.
Come on.
Last year they lost at Week 14 against Miami as well. Not quite in last-second fashion like that, but they were severely outplayed that game. They rebounded in Week 15 with an epic win against the Steelers when Roethlisberger threw a pick in the final seconds in the end zone, which would have won the game for the Steelers had they scored a touchdown. So that game kind of set the stage for the rest of the AFC. That gave the Patriots the 1 seed, and they went on to the Super Bowl from there. This year, I would say the only difference between that team and this year's team is we have a 7-game sample size on the road right now, and they're just not very good on the road. They're 3-4. They've given up 31-plus points 4 times. They're just defensively, for whatever reason, it's atypical of a Patriots team, but their defense is just bad on the road. There's just really no other way to put it.
It's like night and day. The week before against the Vikings, we were ready to say that, this defense was going to be part and parcel of why they were going to get to the Super Bowl. They played that well against the Vikings, and then they turned out an absolute crapper. Brandon Bolden hit them up for 2 touchdowns. Never used Brandon Bolden in the running game.
Brandon Bolden had played 3 offensive snaps all season, rushed 2 times for 60 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dolphins running backs accounted for 255 yards from scrimmage. So these road games, look, sometimes it was Blake Bortles in week 2 who threw for 350 yards. It was
Nobody's. A bunch of terrible.
Yeah, they've done it. It's been against bad teams.
Bad teams, bad quarterbacks.
And it's been, sometimes the pass has killed the Patriots, sometimes it's been on the ground. So there really there's been nothing consistent about their defense on the road. When you reach this point in the season, you're 7 games in. That's a big enough sample size to me to just say that this team has issues on the road, and I don't really know what to make of it. And playing Pittsburgh, this is actually a good offense they're facing on the road. There's a lot at stake for both teams, but Pittsburgh's particularly desperate.
Yeah, and they might actually have more issues than the Patriots.
Yeah, that is true. All right, we'll wrap it up there. You can find all our coverage of Patriots Steelers on BostonHerald.com.